I just want you to ask yourself a question. If you saw this road right here, where would you walk? Would you walk on that disgusting hump of grass, or by the fence over there? Well, you can't even walk on the other side. So it's either this disgusting hunk of grass or like on the road, because there's no sidewalks, and I mean you can't even tell where the road begins. You know what I mean? So just imagine walking down this road in complete darkness.
I guess page 17 on the projects. I don't know why y'all group public health and safety budget 18 projects. You just grouped them all together. Why was that?
So public health and safety, it's a program, right? If you look at this actual summary.
No, public health, safety, and solid waste.
Yes, so so public health and safety consists of fire, police, and solid waste projects. And
as misleading as those three things are together is also as poetic as they are together. At least the police and the solid waste anyways. Fire, I mean, we like fire.
If you look at the summary page from the public health and safety section in the book, right, they're individually.
And that's where the mayor was losing me anyway. I'm sure you guys know this. I don't know this, but there's a book, right? Now the PDF, the pages don't start until like 23, but all the stuff the mayor was trying to approve was like 16, 17, 18, 5, 4. And these are all pages in a book that I don't know about.
They're individually separated, so
Yeah.
You know how much is thing. That's a grouping that has been done since I took over the program.
Why is that? That doesn't seem to jive.
It's.
Well,
I think in part those tend to be grouped together under a bond category, and you'll see this across multiple cities. You can separate it. This is just historically, this is how they have grouped those categories in the CIP.
Here's what I'm trying to decode. This is the PDF file, right? But it says sponsors economic development printed on 9/15/2025, but it lists all the shit that happened on 9/23. For this particular misleading document, the word sponsor is actually a budget category. So like sponsors, the budget for human resources and finance procurement. These are all, it'll say sponsor, but it's actually a budget category. I remember hearing none of this, but I'm going to read it. It says, motion authorizing 1-year service agreement with 2-year option for Blue Cross Shield of Texas of Richardson for the stop-loss coverage on the city's self-funded employed health benefit plans from October 1st, 2025 through September 30th, 2026, with funding from the proposed FY 2026 budget for an estimated amount of $2,659,429.44 payable to the police, fire, and civilian health benefit funds. I didn't hear that. Also, resolution authorizing a 3-year service agreement with Quake Technologies of Austin, Texas for the purchase of Quake Technologies see-through system, which includes hardware, software, mobile applications, cloud storage, and video audio streaming services for real-time firefighting, visualization, and navigation for the Corpus Christi Fire Department in the amount of $299,345 with FY 2025 funding of $171,745 from the general fund, fire department, information technology services, and finance and procurement sponsors. I never heard any of that. Also, motion authorizing the purchase of 1 Chevy Tahoe from Lake County Chevrolet of Jasper, Texas, through the TIPS Cooperative for a total of $76,000 to be used by Corpus Christi Police Department for the Operation Stone Garden Program, Drug and Human Trafficking, with FY 2025 funding in the amount of $75,000 available through the Police Grants Fund and $1,269 from the General Fund. Sponsors, Police Department. Never heard that. Also, a motion authorizing the purchase of Cisco network and phone hardware and related smart net software licenses from the Great South Texas Core DBA Computer Solutions of San Antonio with an office in Corpus Christi through the DIR Cooperative for a total amount of $336,684 with FY 2025 funding from the Information Technologies Fund. Sponsors Information Technology Services and Finance and Procurement. Never heard that. Motion authorizing execution of a one-year cooperative agreement with Insight Public Sector Incorporated of Chandler, Arizona through the Omanaya Cooperative in the amount of not to exceed $129,064 whatever for a renewal of Adobe licenses for the use of Acrobat, Creative Cloud, Illustrator, InDesign, Photoshop, and Sign for city departments for FY 2025 funding from various funds and continue one-year renewals subject to sufficient future appropriations. Information Technology Services and Finance Procurement sponsor. Where the fuck did they say that? Anyhow, this is where I'm getting it from. It says that printed on the 15th, whatever, but the 23rd, that this is the approval of the August 21st and the August 28th workshop minutes and the September 9th regular meeting minutes. So that's what I'm looking at now. Okay, and then so here we go. Ordinance awarding a construction contract to Fencing Unlimited LLC of Westmore, LA for the Defense Economic Adjustment Assistance Grant Naval Air Station Corpus Christi Perimeter Fence Grant Project in the amount of $1 million, located in Council District 4, appropriate 615 from the thousand from the U.S. Department of the Navy, right? Okay, I live right there, literally right there. And this is August 21st, right? And this is what Peter said.
With programming, that type of thing. Now, we do have one grant that we applied for the Flower Bluff Trail to Trestle. That was like a $13 million grant, very unique. And so that'll help rebuild that trestle from Flower Bluff to the Oso Preserve. That's a good example of a grant.
That was good,
A
yeah.
lot of these grants that are shown here are airport grants, FAA grants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this says 1,615,000, but that's not where I have the problem. I mean, that's a huge problem because he's an obvious liar and a piece of shit. But my problem is this, because it says the perimeter fence, right?
We have two, and then in this budget, in the proposed budget, we added $100,000 for grant writing contractual services.
Yeah.
Excuse me, so we have two that are in finance that can service the entire city. And then each of our departments, some of our departments have dedicated grant writer / fiscal people. So like in the police department, fire department, health district, they have dedicated staff members that write grants often, animal care, similar.
Yeah.
But we added two in recent years to kind of overarch the organization where some departments that might not have dedicated people to write grants, that's what those two positions do. And then we added $100,000 in the 26 proposed budget for.
Well, that's good because they can certainly pay for their salary.
Absolutely.
And
We were waiting on.
We got that just recently.
But it was the Army Corps, right?
Army Corps.
Yeah, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers it takes time to get permits, so that was a delay. That's why that delay occurred.
Wow.
But the project's moving forward, and there's been a lot of community engagement on the design of it, what it would actually be.
Yeah. Well, I can understand why.
Testing of the ground to make sure so that's a delay for it. All of the projects that are delayed there are necessary projects. Another delay, which happens very often, is if we're getting grant funding. So two of the projects that were delayed on the wastewater side are CDBG MIT funded, the mitigation grant. We got it. It came to council a few weeks back. But because we're hoping that money is going to come earlier in the year, it got delayed because the delay in how the money was delivered. But it's a necessary project. It's a project that we've been working for 4 years to get the funding.
Councilman, just one final back into future years, and I'm not recommending them this year. In some of the other areas, projects there's very few brand new projects, and other areas projects have been moved into the 26 plan. that had been in the 10-year plan or in the second year of the 10-year plan. So there's prioritization based on plans that the prior councils have seen in terms of implementing certain projects. And I don't know if Camille has, you have anything else, Camille?
You actually, Camille Terrace, CCW, you actually got everything, but each of those project pages has a designation of priority level 1, 2, 3. So for example, for CCW, level 1 means that we committed to this project. It's either under completely under design or completely funded. The contract has been executed.
Here's an idea. Stop playing games with fucking words, dude, and grouping public safety and fire together, because public safety and cops don't keep anything safe, dude. Those are both entities that hurt people or show up when people are hurt. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with safety. Safety is good roads and lighted streets and painted fucking lines. Well, there's that fence. And this is on July 20 or 14th. Fair warning, it gets pretty graphic. There's a dude who gets hit by a truck, and he's definitely has a broken back and a mangled leg, and he's pretty much choking on his own lungs at this point because they're collapsed for sure. And yeah, it's in the dark right in front of it. Like, it's in the complete darkness, right? And anyways, here, check it out. And notice the urgency of everybody, you know what I mean? And the professionalness of these people, right? Okay, that's just another thing I want you to notice if you can. Hey, are y'all all right? Are y'all okay? I was in my backyard. I heard it.
Yeah, this gentleman hit another guy in the middle of the road. So
Shit, I heard it. I was out. I just live on the other side of that church. I was out in my backyard and I heard it. So, do y'all need anything or?
no,
Okay, I'm gonna turn around. I'll turn around. I'll come back. Oh, fuck.
on his side or all the way on his back?
I want y'all to notice the guy is not in the middle of the road. He is very much not in the middle of the road. Holy shit, dude. Fuck. No, you don't want to
move, bro.
Yeah. Hey, just breathe, man. It's all good, man. They're coming right now. You'll be all right.
He's turning. I mean, he's throwing up. I don't know what to do. He's choking. He's on his left side. I have to turn.
Probably has a collapsed lung. Oh, shit. Man, I'm sure glad those cops showed up to secure this guy's ID. You know what I mean? Even though he called and stayed on the phone the whole time and stood by this guy's side. And you know what I mean? Glad we have all these cops, right? You know what would have been better is to get this guy's ID out of his pocket and maybe call his family or girlfriend or wife or kids, or, you know what I mean? Maybe if you're going to violate rights and going through people's pockets, this is the perfect time to do it. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to ID this guy for days probably now, but it's okay. They're heroes. You know what I mean? They wear badges and they ask for IDs, dude. And you know what I mean? They're heroes. This cop wants to give him a seizure by blinding him as he is dying. Fucking heroes, man. Sure glad Fire and Rescue's there to hop on the scene quick and, you know what I mean? Really just take charge, you know? Or play golf in the middle of the street, whatever they're doing, I don't even know. Hey, at least we ID'd the guy and got the insurance, you know what I mean? Before you even break out a stretcher. So, I mean, at least the cops are, you know, moving in there swiftly, you know what I mean?
Okay, that's fine.
All right, y'all. So I was out in my backyard. I was going from my shed to my house, and I heard what sounded like a car wreck, right? Two cars hit each other. And I go out and I find out it's right in my backyard, dude, right across from the church. And there's a dude hit a person. Dude, it smashed his whole fucking truck, and dude, this dude is fucking twisted up on the ground all crazy and shit. And I started filming it, the cops show up, and the fire trucks show up, and they're acting all nonchalant and fucking like nothing's happening, dude. And then, so my phone died. Anyways, it's charged back now, and this fucking cop's following me. And so here's the thing, dude. That dude that got hit was walking in the road, I'm sure, or it's hard to tell where the road ends and the grass begins. This is a different part. This is something else. But it's pitch black, and it still is pitch black. And there's no sidewalks, and they don't ever cut the grass. It literally, if you're walking down that road, you are a sitting duck, dude. And how could this fucking happen? Dude, there's like $100 million in police and fire budget, and even more in the streets budget, and yet it remains that still dark as fuck. You can't tell where the road begins. These people make me sick. You guys around. So anyhow, I have two questions. Number one, why did I not hear about this anywhere on the news? Or I heard nothing about this at all. And then ordinance appropriating airport grant number 74 in the amount of $500,000 from the Federal Aviation Administration for the Airport Improvement Program for the Terminal Access Road International Drive Rehabilitation Project in the Airport CIP Grants Fund, appropriating the transferring of $29,000 from the Airport Operating Fund to the Airport Capital Reserve Fund, and the amending FY 2025 capital budget by increasing revenues and expenditures each by $500,000. Sponsors Aviation Department, or budget is going to come from Aviation Department. So well-funded air program. By the way, that was right in front of a outlying airstrip. Like literally a plane, if a plane were to take off right there, it would probably like scrape the back of your head. That's how close we are to the airstrip that they're talking about. Fully funded police, fully funded fire department, fully funded fucking airplanes, fully funded streets. And yet we cannot cut the grass or put up lights for people to correctly see what is street and what is grass, dude. Okay? Think about this. These fuckers do not care about public safety. They're all pieces of shits. So I want somebody to explain to me how this is going to make it better. Computing devices, all departments. 5,000, servers 500, mobile data computers 330, cradle points 653, dash cameras 220, body cameras 400, supported application whatever, on whatever, wireless access points 481, video surveillance network cameras 931. How the fuck are you going to stop this from happening if you can't cut grass and fucking paint a goddamn road, dude? Seriously, none of this is going to help anything that happened. Like, none of these, nothing. These people don't care. And I'm starting to not care that they don't care. None of this is going to help accidents, simple accidents, because we can't fucking light up the dark. Are you serious? It hasn't been the dark ages for ages. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of this equipment is going to help simple, common fucking sense things like lighting up a dark road or cutting the grass or painting a fucking white line. You know what I'm saying? These people are incompetent, and they see literally dead bodies, people dying in front of them, and they don't give a damn, dude. They want to fucking whatever.